But soft what light through yonder window breaks is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill this Everest moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou her maid art for more fair than she is. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her veil lively is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. Oh, it is my lady, oh, it is my love. Oh, that she speaks, knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Would thou the airy regions stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night? See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. Ay me! She speaks, oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night. Being o'er my head, as it winged messenger of heaven, onto the white uptoned wooden wound-ringed eyes of mortals that fall back to gaze on him when he besteads the lazy pacing clouds and sails upon the blossom of the air. O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not be sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this? 'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's Montague? Is it nor hand? It is nor hand nor foot, nor arm nor face, nor any part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? Which we call a rose, by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo doffed thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself. I take thee thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized henceforth. I will never be Romeo. What man art thou that thus bescreeth in night, so stumbles upon my counsel? By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the world. What man art thou that thus? My ears have yet not drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance, yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and Montague? Neither, fair saint, if either thee dislikes. How camest thou hither, tell me, and wherefore The orchard walls are high and hard to climb. If the place death, considering who thou art, if any of my king's men find thee here. With love's light wings did I reach these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out, and what love can do that dares love attempt, therefore thy king's men are no let to me. If they do see thee, they will murder thee. Attack there lies no more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, I am proof against their enemy. I would not fight the world they saw thee here. I have night's cloak to hide me from their sights. But thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prolonged wanting of thy love. By whose direction foundest thou out this place? By love that first did prompt me to inquire, he lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes. I am no ploit yet, where thou as far as thou vast shore, washed with the fairest sea, I would adventure for such merchandise. Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek, for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight, fain would I dwell on form, fain deny what I have spoke. But farewell, comrade. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet if thou swears, thou must prove false at lovers' pengers. They say love laughs, O gentle Romeo. If thou doesn't love, pronounce it faithfully, or if thou thinks I am too quickly won, I'll frown thee and be perse and say thee nay. So thou wilt woo, but else not for the world. In truth, fair Montague, I am too fond, and therefore thou mayst think my haver light. But trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those that have more cunning to be strange. I should have been more strange, I must confess, but that thou overheardst, I were my true love's passion. Therefore pardon me, and not impute this yielding to light love, which the dark night hath so discovered. Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops. Oh, swear not by the moon, not inconstant moon, that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy prove likewise variable. What shall I swear by? Do not swear at all, or if thou wilt swear by thy gracious self, which is God of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee. If my heart's dear love, well, do not swear, although I joy in thee. I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning, which doth cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet good night, this bud of love by summer's reaping breath may prove a biscus flower when next we meet. Good night, as sweet repose and rest come to thy heart as within my breast. O wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied? What satisfaction canst thou have tonight? The exchange of thy faithful vow for mine. I give thee mine before thou didn't request it, and yet I would it were to give again. Would thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love? To be frank and give it thee again, and yet I wish but for the thing I have, my bounty, as boundless as the sea, as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinited. I hear some noise within, dear love. Adieu. Non good nurse, sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again. O blessed night, I am afraid, being in the night, all this is but a dream, too flattering to be subsequental. 3 words, dear Romeo, and good night, if thy bent the love. Honourable thy purpose, marriage, send me word tomorrow. By one that I'll procure to come to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform thy rites, and all my fortunes at thy foot. I'll lay and follow thee, my lord, throughout the world. I come anon, but if thou mean'st not well, I do beseech thee. And by I come to cease thy suit and leave me to grief, tomorrow I will send. So thrive my soul, 1,000 times good night, 1,000 times to the worse. To want thy light, love goes towards love as schoolboys from their books, but love from love towards school with heavy looks. Haste, Romeo, haste! Oh, for a frolic voice to lure this tansel gentle back again. Bondage is hoarse, and I may not speak aloud, else would I tear the cave where echoes lie, and make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine, with reception of my Romeo's name. Romeo, it is my soul that calls upon thy name. How silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night, like softest music to attending ears. Romeo, my sweet, what o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee? By the hour of 9. I will not fail. 'Tis 20 years till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back. Let me stand here till thou remember it. I shall forgot to have thee stand there, remembering how I love thy company. and I'll still stay to have thee still forgotten any other home but this. 'Tis almost morning, I would have thee gone, and yet no farther than a wanton's bird that lets it hop a little from her hand, like a poor prisoner in his twisted gyves, and with a silk thread plucks it back again, so loving jealously from his library. I would I were thy bird. Sweet, so would I, yet I shall kill thee with much cherishing. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow, that I shall say good night till it be morrow. Sweep Dell upon thy eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were sleep, and peace so sweet to rest. Hence I will to my ghostly father's cell his help to crave, and my dear hap to tell.